Hi, my name is Shomari Williams. I am one of four members of Team Frame Perfect. I think by now you guys should know us as the team that's won the B. So a little backstory or a little bit history on the award that we would have won.
The winner of the hackathon presented a project that is both innovative yet achievable. And the idea is based around an AI sound monitoring device that can trigger real-time alerts to authorities and make them better positioned to quickly respond to illegal deforestation. The idea is a brilliant, scalable way of working to prevent the destruction of countless acres of rainforests. It's my honor to welcome to the stage and present the first ever 5G for Change Webby to Frame Perfect. Here to accept the award on behalf of the Frame Perfect team from Guyana are Shomari Williams and Andrew Garnett. Congratulations. Welcome on stage.
Nothing changes by doing nothing.
So this year, the Webby Award partnered with Verizon. And the reason I'm saying this year is because I believe the Webby has been around for at least 26 years by this point. They partnered with Verizon this year to create a 5G for Change hackathon. And the purpose of the hackathon was to get the brightest of minds around the world to compete in a competition where they would come up with solutions that aimed at creating some environmental, societal, or any significant impact to the world itself using 5G, using 5G as a technology. So our team will forestry, because 87% of Guyana is covered in forest. And we would have identified that 30% globally, 30% of carbon emission comes from forest degradation activities like that, such as logging and burning of the forest or whatnot. And 15 to 30% of that logging degradation is from illegal logging activities. And this is global figures. And since 87% of Guyana is covered in forest, it's only begs the question how much of that is actually affecting our country, in turn affecting the entire planet. So our team started to look into solutions at eliminating or reducing the amount of illegal logging that happens in the country. So a team member of mine, Andrew Garnett, he found that satellite is one of the most prevalently used technology at current, but it's inefficient. So we started looking into how could we now find a way to make such a technology that covers the bases that's already covered by the satellite, but improves on the parts that is missing. And that's when we came up with local this technology that uses multiple different technologies, bind them together, and we also included a software that helps with dispatch monitoring. So I guess I give you the elevator pitch of what the idea is right now. So what it does, it utilizes a few technologies I previously said. One of the technologies that utilizes is a audio listening device and a device that listens for the vibrations in the ground. The reason that we're doing that is because we want to know where the sound is coming from. So it localizes where the sound is coming from, but that's not the end of the battle. That's us hearing where it's coming from. Now, if we hear where it's coming from, at least general vicinity, what we're able to do is dispatch drones with cameras attached to them to see where it's coming from. So we get a better idea of where, I guess, exactly where the logging is happening. And then creates with this dispatch monitoring system to send reports of what's happening to the rangers. The rangers will go and address it. And all this is binded together by artificial intelligence and 5G. What we would have identified is that there are a whole lot of problems to solution like this. As I said before, some of these technologies already exist, but us binding together all of these covers a whole lot of ground. Like one of the hidden problems is that if we were to just leave it as it is without the dispatch monitoring system, when a person is signaled, a ranger is signaled to go out there and see what's happening, the ranger could be one, killed, or two, they could be bribed. And at the end of the day, the illegal logging that is happening will continue to happen. So if you're able to now see One, two, hear, and three, be held accountable. It addresses almost every single basis of the problem that the other technologies are not able to do in the.
That sounds pretty awesome as it is. But just to back up a bit, right? Was it the goal of you guys to enter into the Webby competition?
Okay, yeah. So we had just previously won a hackathon in Guyana. And of course, as for Imperfect is the business, we would deal with government projects and a few personal things that we do on our own to generate funds or whatever. And the hackathon presented us an opportunity to flex our creative muscles.
By chance, do you mind mentioning what that was?
Oh yeah, so the Guyanese hackathon was a hackathon done backed by Gt&T from the Office of the Prime Minister. And in that hackathon, we were specifically told that the problem that we're solving is an environmental problem, but the means of solving that problem is any means that we found necessary. And that inspired us. Those types of hackathons where they allow you to create your solution, the solution itself, and not tell you exactly what basis the solution should be on, are the type of things that we need. And that's why the 5G for Change hackathon was such a great opportunity for us, because it did not limit our creative muscles. It told us that we could do anything that we wanted once we utilize 5G technology to solve the problem. So just imagine a group of computer scientists being told they could do whatever they want in this world to solve any problem that they want once it creates significant change and uses 5G. So that allowed us to dream big, and I guess you could see what dreaming big gets you. So as I was saying, with the Webby, it was our intention to enter the competition, albeit we found out a little bit later about the hackathon that Verizon was hosting, but thankfully we were accepted, and thankfully again we won the competition.
So you mentioned about being accepted. So is there like a process well, most likely I assume there is a process, right? So how was that process for you guys?
Okay, great. So with how it works is that, well, first of all, you have to submit an initial idea, right? And again, they allowed you to submit as many ideas as you wanted, and you had to give the team members, right? So that's, you just send that off to Verizon. And then a few days later, about a week later, I believe, or a few days later, they called us, right? And they called us into a meeting. They told us that each of the members of the teams, of all teams, need to come into an individual meeting. And they were like, what if we told you guys that you are one of the 5 finalists? How would you feel about that? And we were like, oh yeah, that would be amazing. We'd feel good. And then we're like, no. We're telling you that you're one of the 5 finalists. We were then had to do a significant amount of the idea within a meeting. We were going to New York. When we went to New York, it was about it, as well as a whole host of other press interviews, press parties, and then eventually the Webby Award itself. So that was the entire process from beginning to end.
As late, so like then with the pitch, right? Was it something overwhelming for you guys, or you guys had that covered?
Okay, so a few days before we left Guyana, you had to have the initial, final meeting with your mentors. And at that time, we had not finished our pitch. We knew everything about the problem space, and we knew our solution, but what we did not do was spend enough time to put it together our pitch. Now, when we get to New York now, we're in New York, and we're in this huge building, Verizon's headquarters, and my team pitch members were in one room, the other team pitch members were in another room, and the walls were very thin. So we could hear the other members pitch into their counterparts, and it was intimidating. We just heard some really good ideas. We heard these people execute these ideas very well. Then when we got to center stage, they have us sit in this round table like manner. So it's the judges at the front staring at the person presenting, and the competitors on each other side of the table. So now we found out that our team would be the last to present. So not only did we already hear what these people were coming with, we now get to see what the judges think about it. And when they went up, they of course, a lot of them were very passionate about their ideas, very well versed in the solution that they created, and a lot of them had a whole host of experience with the solutions that they brought forward. And the judges were very knowledgeable. They had a judge for every part that you could imagine of this practice space. There's a technology expert, there's an activist, there are people that are into business. So each and every part of the judging criteria, you could see it coming out of the judges themselves. So the questions that they asked went into these solutions. So it wasn't a thing that you could misspeak and be like, oh, this is this, and then the judges would not understand it, flew over their head. It's something that you had to be right about the first time that you presented it. So you get 10 minutes to present, and 5 minutes to answer questions. And we heard revolutionary ideas. We heard people with the skill to put these ideas into mainstream media, into books, right? Into books. It was really, really good. So at the time, our plane ride straight to the Webby Awards, we were extremely exhausted, we're tired, but we were now energized by how good our competition was. So we get up there, and it was like all of the nerves or all of the tiredness just left our body. We went straight into presentation mode, pointing at all the judges. When we finished presenting, the entire room was silent. You could hear a pin drop. And the judges asked us questions. They told us that they were very fascinated by the things that we were doing and how much of them would like to come to Guyana and so on. After that, everybody was congratulating us on a really well executed pitch. So yeah, that is exactly how it was.
So there wasn't any question that one of the judges would have asked you guys that, you really had to think about or anything. You just trailblazed through it.
I would say no. And I would say that for the majority of our competitors as well. As I said before, I think everybody was really well versed in their solutions. So there were things that they would have already thought about that the judges could ask them that they were ready to address. And the same thing with us. The questions that they asked us were really
restate your idea into a simpler form.
Yeah, what she just wanted was to just grasp what we deem as the importance. A lot of times in those pitches, they would ask you that, and the reason they're asking you that is because a lot of people would have run away from what the solution they're actually trying to make or the problem they're trying to solve. So when they ask you that, they're just asking you to tell me the most important part of your idea. So yeah, it wasn't just an arbitrary question. It was very well placed.
So as let's are in the process of filling out this system, was it a difficult process, challenging? How was that process?
So and well, so the entire project that we created stops at the ideation phase. So it was about us creating a conceptual project. So there is no physical thing that we have. However, or rather, there's no physical thing that we had to do. However, our team went ahead and created it anyway. So we have the artificial intelligence, and the rest of the tools is just about getting actual physical technology. So things you have to go and purchase, for example, the drones, the listening devices, the vibration, the geophones, and stuff like that. But we do have the AI that was the song AI, the AI that is used to parse the songs and listen to, stuff like that we already have. So if it was difficult, because I did not build it, I cannot answer that question. We have our expert on that, which again, Andrew Garrett, and our research expert, Shomari Williams, who would have went into detail on those things. So asking me that question is I can't tell you if it was hard for him or not, but he's talented. So I would say it wasn't that difficult.
And where you guys in now turning this into a full out business? So
again, Frame Perfect is a business. So we have our own projects and we're looking for projects. But this particular idea, we don't intend on it too much being a business venture. It is more of a non-profit venture. The reason for that is that it creates impactful change, and there is no need for us to go looking for to gain anything from it. But in terms of what we are looking for, we're looking for the requisite people, the right people to approach us and show interest in this project so we can move it from ideation to a reality. So you're the first person that we're sharing this with, but we were already approached by the Guyana Forestry Commission to come and pitch the idea to them. So we don't know whom else would be interested in the idea, but majority of the people that would have the power to do so are government officials. So we're still looking for those people to approach us, and let's meet with them and talk about where to move from where it is right now.
You just mentioned about Imperfect, right?
Free Imperfect, yeah. The name of our team.
Free Imperfect. So what are the services that you guys provide?
I think it's safe to say almost anything that has to do with software development, AI, and stuff like that. Our team is able to provide that. For me personally, I am a web dev, a web developer. I also dabble in other enterprise software, but we're looking into a whole host of other software models in which we're able to market our business and so on.
I see you guys had mentioned certain persons that you would have given thanks to as leads to, well, get into this point and the award. One person I think you guys had mentioned was Dr. Plomo. How has the University of Ghana played a role in this initiative?
Okay, so that's actually a really good question, because it gives us the opportunity to say the things that we really want to say. What we really want to say, and I'll start off by saying what we really want to say, then I get to the question, is that once you have an idea and you believe in your idea, you can make other people believe in your idea as well. And there are people out there, businesses out there, right here in Guyana, that are willing to put their money where their mouth and give you the opportunity to get those done. And in our case, it would have been the University of Guyana and Gt&T. So the University of Guyana, as you would mention, Dr. Paloma Mohammed, the VC, we approached her and we told her what we were trying to do, and that, staying in Manhattan is very, very expensive. Moving around Manhattan is even more expensive. We told her what our needs were, and she found a way through the different departments, TOS, Faculty of Natural Science, PACE, to get us money to do what we wanted to do. And the same thing with Gt&T. We approached Gt&T. The reason that we approached Gt&T is that we would have already done the hackathon hosted by them, as I previously mentioned. And we thought we believe that Gt&T had the capabilities and had the history of helping people that have great ideas and little businesses and these things and so on. And we threw it out there, and it just happened to be a fact that Gt&T has a history and continues to help people with great ideas. So I just want to restate it. If you guys have really good ideas and you believe in your ideas, you just throw a ball out there and see who bites. And in our case, I won't say that we got lucky, because both organizations have, again, a history of helping people. And they helped us. They helped us to get to New York. And I mean, without them, the Webby Award that we received, we could not even dream about it. Or rather, we could have stayed home and dream about it.
At the end of the day, you guys made it, and you put in the work and the effort. So, specifically, your motivation in going ahead.
Okay, that's a really good question. But in terms of motivation, one of the things that we keep saying to ourselves is that these people gave us their money, so we got to make something out of it. So we had to place in the competition. That was one, and two, it was a matter of the amount, the type of competition that we had there. So one of our competitors, he is a Professor John Hopkins, a very notable university. Another one of our competitors has been building video games his entire life for very big companies. Another one of our competitors, she would have created what she does. She creates music for big games, which I won't mention because I don't want to misquote her, but very big games, popular video games. Another set of our competitors are trailblazers in creation of technology that aids disabled people with disabilities. Another one of our competitors have been in the marketing business for a very, very long time. Very, very long time. So the people that we had to compete against were high caliber people, to say the least, and it gave us the motivation necessary to want to get up to their level and compete with them. So that's for me, again, that was my motivation.
So by chance, were you guys able to market or network with those persons?
Okay, so that's another great question. So the Webby Award, one of the benefits of how the award and Verizon arranged the proceedings, I guess you would say, is that even at the pitch day, we were able to talk to our competitors, but there were specific events meant for us to network. So again, the Webby is the best of the internet. That's who they invite. So we were invited to these parties where we had to network with the best of the internet. I personally met one of my, I wouldn't say idols, but somebody who has inspired me in terms of filmography, Michael Key of Key and Peele. We met a whole host of other celebrities, but we've met people, regular people who, I won't even say that they're regular because they're Webby recipients, but people who are contributing daily to the internet, or people who've contributed to the internet in great ways. We met a guy called Michael, and Michael, he and his brother and their business gained a Webby by beating out Google and Amazon and Apple for best practices in creation of their applications. So we met people who are creating documentaries that have caused a paradigm shift in culture. We met children, well, I won't say children because they're 17 children, but with the children nevertheless, or youth that are using the internet for spreading their causes. So a whole host of people that have contributed to the internet in some meaningful ways, and some celebrities sprinkled in there.
You mentioned about meeting one of your idols. So how was that short moment for you?
We got the chance to be in the same room and in very close proximity to, and spoke to people like Megan Thee Stallion, Gordon Ramsay, Drew Barrymore, and a whole host of other celebrities. But me meeting my Key, we were at this other event that is meant for marketing, meant for us to, I guess you can call it marketing, meant for us to talk to each other. And he was standing there. At first, I did not recognize him, or rather, I think I initially recognized him, but I was like, no way he's here. There's no way that's him. And I approached him. We talked, and just like a normal person, you would expect these people to be, somewhat magical. But it's when you talk to them, you get to see that you're just normal human beings like you and I, just skin and bone. But he was very funny. I made him laugh, and he was always saying that he was there to support his wife who got the Webby. So a gentleman as well. So getting to meet him was, I guess it's once in a lifetime, but I'm hoping that it's not once. However, meeting the other people, I guess the normal people, as I said before, was more beneficial to us because we got to intermingle with people that are creating a whole host of great change within our particular field. So like-minded people.
How should Guyanese position, especially Guyanese youth, position themselves to have a greater impact within our society?
Long before we even got into the Webby Awards, my team and I, we would have already created this nonprofit organization called Unity Guyana. And that uses more technology to bridge the gap of education and the acquisition and distribution of resources to people who need it within Guyana, youth that need it within Guyana. And the only reason that I bring this up is that for the fact that you don't need a competition to go out there and try to create any sort of impactful change for your country. All you have to do is identify a problem. When I say it's not just a problem for you, you could be part of the problem, you could be within the problem or being affected by the problem rather. And once you notice it's a problem for other people and you believe that you understand how to solve it, or you don't even have to understand initially, you could go out there and read research papers, look around for how other people globally are addressing the problem, and you believe that it could work in Guyana, I say go for it. Because as we said at the Webby Awards, we were only allowed to say 5 words. And if our 5 words were nothing changes by doing nothing, so the direct opposite to that is just go out there and do something. And because when you do something, you change. No matter what the thing is. Today you're sitting, you decide to stand up, you change the position that you're in. You decide to go and pick up one piece of garbage out there. Tomorrow, the world is like 0.0000001% cleaner. But nevertheless, it's cleaner, you know what I mean? You just have to do things. So I think a lot of people are stumped or afraid to do, even though they might not acknowledge it or able to acknowledge it. You might be afraid to go out there and do, because what if I fail? I believe that not doing things is worse than failure because you never get the opportunity to fail and learn. And you need to go out there and do.
So quickly, you mentioned about the non-profit. So can persons join, I assume?
Yeah, so with our non-profit Unity GY, Unity Guyana, you can go at Unity Guyana or Unity GY on Facebook and get the links to the direct platform. And if you guys are interested in our projects or any other project that we've done, especially Webby, you can contact us at contact@frameperfectgy.com.
Any lasting words you'd like just share with us?
Yeah, so again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm overselling our sponsors, but I think it's very important that the Guyanese people understand that you have the support out there, or the support is available out there for you to do great things. Once you have an idea and you truly believe in your idea and it poses to create some sort of significant change, especially for the Guyanese people, you go out there to those people and you tell them their idea, because once you believe in it, I'm pretty certain you have the ability to make other people believe in it, especially if it's a worthy cause. So that, and again, nothing changes by doing nothing. So you have to get up and do something.
Like just say thank you very much to me taking some time out of your day to doing this with me. So great, thanks.
Yeah, thank you for having us. And the question that you asked for gave me the opportunity to go on bragging about our team and I guess tell the Guyanese public all the great things that we're doing here at Freaking Perfect. So I mean, I could just throw in a little bit more marketing in there, but again, you guys can check out Unity Guyana or Unity GY on Facebook and contact us at contact@frameperfectgy.com.